Good morning, biology students here at DeWolf High School. It's me, Mr. Cheney, with another brilliant tutorial. This one is lesson 1 of 3, Minecraft Habitats. So I'm going to read through the directions in this first part, and we're going to kind of get into the world and show you the very first couple of activities that you need to do, show you around the actual slide deck, and we'll make a part 2 and 3 of this video once we get to that point. So I'm just going to read through the directions really quickly so that we know what we're doing. So here we are, Minecraft Habitats Lesson 1. John Muir, the father of the national parks, wants to teach the public about different animal habitats. He needs students' help setting up his exhibition hall with thriving model habitats. You will learn about how plants and animals work together to create a balanced ecosystem. As you explore 3 distinct biomes, you will learn about food and energy webs, animal adaptations, and what happens when the balance in an ecosystem is disturbed. Then you will set up 3 habitats in the exhibition hall using what you have learned. So our objectives are: explain how plants gain the materials they need to live and grow, determine whether plants gain matter from the soil, explain the need of animals for energy, describe how energy is passed among a group of organisms, identify and describe food webs, trace the energy in food webs to the sun and plants. That's photosynthesis, by the way. Describe an ecosystem and the relationships within it, and explain that organisms live where they can meet their needs. So lesson 1, Lake Xochimilco. I got to look that up. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. So the lesson goals: explain how plants gain the materials they need to live and grow, and determine whether plants gain matter from the soil. So your NPCs that you'll be talking to is John Muir at the very start. So he's an environmental activist whose work led to the creation of the national park system in the United States, including Yosemite. Sir Ranulph Fiennes, a British explorer, writer, and poet who was the first person to visit both the North and South Poles by surface, the third cousin, once removed, to actor Ralph Fiennes. Dr. Luis Zambrano Gonzalez, a biology professor at the Institute of Biology, Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico, and is active in conservation efforts for Lake Xochimilco. Claudia Medina, a native Mexican farmer known as a Chinepera, I don't know if that's how you say that, I'm going to have to look that one up too, who farms on the islands in Lake Xochimilco using native farming practices and crops. Lastly, Dr. Zenaya de Olarte, in charge of maintaining the axolotls that live in the Ecological Restoration Laboratory at the Institute of Biology, Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico. Vocabulary: fertilizer. That's a material added to the soil that provides nutrients to plants. Hydroponics, the practice of raising plants in water. Okay, so here's the activities. There's the 4x4 track. So students learn how to use the vehicles in this world. They need to complete the tutorial before they can go to the biome activities. Second activity is the exhibit content. So students learn about how plants gain the materials they need to live and grow. They also learn about the delicate ecosystems in Lake Xochimilco in Mexico City and how pollution, loss of habitat, and invasive fish threaten the native axolotls. Axolotl activities: students remove trash from the lake, plant underwater plants, and build rock shelters for the axolotls to hide in. There's a math connection, so students will calculate the number of logs needed to repair a bridge using 2-digit multiplication and divide 1 digit into 3 digits, so simple math. And lastly, the Lake Build Challenge. Students apply what they learned to design a habitat at the exhibition hall in which axolotls can thrive. So our overarching questions for lesson 1: how do you think the soil helps plants? Number 2, do you think all plants need soil to grow? Why or why not? So on our first set of slides here for lesson 1 of 3, we have some simple slides, and we're just providing evidence of completed activities. So we have the 4x4 tutorial. So ideally this is going to be a video that you create using Windows Shift R, which will let you screen record you going through the course, and you can see that it's complete and all that stuff. And then we'll do a mixture of pictures and video for this activity where you actually remove trash from the lake, plant underwater plants, and then build rock shelters. And then the second part of this is the math activity with the logs, and then the last part is actually building the exhibit in the hallway. So let's start with the first 2, and we can go back to the Google Classroom assignment and actually get into the world. So if I click this link, it'll take me there. And so I'll create my world. And we found out earlier today it's critical that you don't ignore the first NPC. You got to talk to John Muir before you go to the 4x4, otherwise they won't let you do the course. Okay, so we're in our world, and we are going to get back in, and we need to talk to this guy right here, John Muir. So we'll talk to him. He says, hello, I work to save the wilderness in places such as Yosemite National Park in California. I'd like to create model exhibits of different habitats to help teach people why these places need to be preserved. Can you help? We say, sure. Great. You'll need to do some research in each biome. Before you go, you'll need to go see Ranulph to do some 4x4 training. Come back and see me when you have finished the training. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So, you can see the signs up here. That one says 4x4 track, so I'm going to go to the 4x4 track. You'll notice in your inventory that there is a portfolio and a camera, so that if you want to take pictures, you can, although video is an option as well. So here's our guy. We're going to talk to him. Welcome to the 4x4 training area. Here you will learn the basics of driving 4x4s over some rough ground. So go and hop in one of the 4x4s and see if you can get around my little track. Come back and see me when you have hit all 6 markers on the track. So we're going to go do that. Here's our Jeeps. So let's jump in the Jeep. Alright, so once we get into the Jeep, we are going to do the track over here. So there's your markers that you want to hit. Oh, did I hit that marker? Okay, so he says, okay, well done. Now that you have the basics of driving the 4x4s, you can head out on your own adventure. Go and see John at the exhibit hall next, and good luck out there. So you say, thanks. I can see that you got your activity complete, so that's where you can stop the recording and where you can stop the recording and get out of your Jeep, and you're going to go back to John Muir in the exhibit hall so that you can get directions for step 2. So I'll end this first tutorial here so that I can start part 2, and part 2 will be for the next activity at the lake. And I will see you back in Google Classroom, and I'll see you back in class.